and welcome back to my channel. Today's video we have a brand new pick a card reading, but before we dive into it, I wanted to give a huge shout out to LunaGem who are kindly sponsoring today's video. And if you have not heard of LunaGem before, it is actually my crystal and jewelry company where we hand make the most gorgeous hand beaded bracelets, and we have tons of other jewelry and crystals on the site as well. And if you do not know, we're actually in a really significant time period right now known as the Lionsgate portal, which happens every August 8th. And this is an amazing energetic window where you can manifest quicker and faster than ever, and it's a great window for stepping into your confidence. And again, this Lionsgate portal is really amazing for manifesting, so I highly recommend picking a crystal that will help you manifest exactly what you're trying to call into your life right now. And again, you can get 20% off of your entire order using the code LION, and you can browse through our custom hand beaded bracelets that are made according to your wrist size so that they fit you perfectly. They're also made with the most highest quality gemstones, and they are also made with gold fill so that they do not tarnish, and you can even wear them in water. So they are super high quality and they are built to last. So you can browse through all the different crystal options that we have for different bracelets, or you could even check out the other jewelry that we sell, such as rings, earrings, necklaces, or you can even browse through the different crystals that you can use to carry around with you or even place around your home to evoke the different energies around your home. And again, you can get 20% off of your entire order right now using the code LION. So thank you again so much for allowing me to sponsor my own videos. I hope you love LunaGem just as much as I do. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right back into today's pick a card reading. Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Today's video we have a brand new pick a card reading, and this one is all about the rest of your 2025 year. So if you're curious what you can expect through the rest of this year, then you came to the right place. The way that this video works is I use the tarot cards and my intuition to bring you information that's for your highest good. And we connect to angels, spirits of 100% pure white light to bring you that information. And then there's 4 different groups in front of me, and you're going to use your intuition to choose one of these 4 different groups. Occasionally, your intuition may call you towards multiple groups, and that's just meaning that there are multiple messages for you in today's video. So you'd go ahead and tune into all the ones that your intuition calls you towards. But most of the time, there's going to be one that stands out amongst the rest. And the way that you even tap into your intuition is, first off, your intuition is your 6th sense, which everybody has their intuition. It's always on, it is always working, and occasionally it'll speak to you via visuals. So perhaps when you saw the thumbnail of this video or when you clicked on it, there might have been one pile that just stood out to you amongst the rest, and that is your intuition speaking to you. So you'd go ahead and listen to that and tune into that reading. Or if visually one of them isn't calling to you or drawing you in or magnetizing you, another method that you can use is you can use your hand to gently glide it over each of the piles and just kind of feeling what sort of energies you feel beneath that pile. So is there one that, again, gives you a sort of magnetic pull sensation? Is there one that just stands out to you amongst the rest? And if that is the case, then that is your intuition speaking to you, and you'd go ahead and, again, tune into that group using the timestamps down below so that you can skip right ahead to your personal reading and prediction all about the rest of this 2025 year. So this is going to be very exciting. I'm super stoked to get into it. For those of you that like to see a close-up of the crystals because perhaps you like to choose via the crystals, then I'll go ahead and give you a close-up of each of them. So over on group number 1, we have this beautiful Aqua Aura Quartz crystal. So if you find yourself drawn to this one, then group number 1 is going to be your pile. If you find yourself drawn to the Amethyst crystal on group number 2, then that one is going to be your pile. Or if you find yourself drawn to the Bismuth crystal that's on group number 3, then that one is going to be your pile. Or over on group number 4, we have this beautiful Angel Aura Spirit Quartz. So as always, you can pause the video to take as much time as you need to find out which pile you are the most intuitively called towards. And then once you discover what your group is, there's going to be timestamps linked down below so that you can skip right ahead to your personal reading. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into today's video all about your year ahead of 2025. All right, my group number ones, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading for the year of 2025 and the rest of it. So whenever you're tuning into this video, the rest of your 2025 year, this is going to be it. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, my group ones, let's see what we get for you for the rest of this 2025 year. Ooh, so first off, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and Temperance showing up. So the rest of this 2025 year, there's going to be a really big goal that you are going to be striving towards. And also something that's really standing out to me is in this particular deck, the Ace of Pentacles is kind of melting, and Temperance talks about moderation and being able to find balance. So there's something that's perhaps in your life that you are finding more moderation with, maybe something that was being used or done in excess. So if we were excessively focused on our phone, or if we were excessively focused on something else that was maybe distracting us or holding us back, I really feel like the rest of 2025, you are going to be kind of melting something away that you don't really desire anymore, something that just was holding you back or not feeling right anymore. It could even be as significant as letting go of a job that you once had, and perhaps like moving towards more things that you actually desire and actually enjoy. But what I'm kind of feeling here is with Temperance and the Ace of Pentacles, I would almost say that some of you are doing a transition in career or business or the way you make money, or even a transition in something material in your life, which could include somewhere that you live and perhaps kind of doing a transition there. But Temperance is kind of going back and forth on something. So it's sort of like you're in the in-between of letting something go and moving all of your energy somewhere else. So perhaps you're moving your energy into a new career, into a new home, into a new chapter or cycle of your life, and even just finding more balance and moderation in your everyday kind of schedule and routine, and sort of balancing things out. But I do see you pouring your energy into something that's exciting. So I do think that there's going to be a new opportunity coming up for you. Like through the end of this year, there's like a new opportunity, new idea, something new that you're kind of working towards and putting your energy towards that you're going to be really excited about. And Temperance can also talk about funneling. So it's like funneling an idea, funneling your energy, funneling something else that was already successful and funneling it into something else, like the building of something else, the building of a new idea, the building of a new career, kind of funneling energy, resources, and all these things towards a new place, new chapter, and new time of your life that you're going to be calling in. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you for the rest of 2025. So my group ones, what else do we have? Knight of Swords being reversed here as well. You're also going to be slowing things down a little bit. So if you were rushing through the year, or if things have been going by really, really fast, there's going to be this energy of wanting to slow down and actually enjoy the present moment a little bit more. And I also feel like you're getting rid of distractions. Getting rid of old distractions, getting rid of like the quick way to do things, and kind of just really putting a lot of love and effort into something. So that's coming through as well. And let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you. My group ones, what else do we have? If there was any like confusion on what you should do or where you should go, or like confusing plans or even conversations where we weren't seeing eye to eye with somebody, there's also going to be the opportunity to balance that out through the end of this year, because also the Knight of Swords being reversed can talk about like communication coming in that's either confusing or throws us in a loop, or it's again not seeing eye to eye with somebody. It could even be like misunderstandings or things that we once said no to that are coming back up, and maybe we're just like reconsidering it. And Temperance is sort of like bringing the balance to that. So healing conversations that, you know, weren't flowing correctly, or being able to find a common ground, especially if you've been in a situation where you and someone else wants very different things, but maybe you two are like tied together in some way, like perhaps you live together or you have a partner or something like this, and maybe you're both kind of wanting different things. And Temperance is when you find the balance of those two things. We also have the Tower being reversed as well. Ooh, I wonder if some of you have gone through a Tower moment recently in your life, because when it's reversed, it talks about the rebuilding chapter of this. So this could be something like being let go from a job. This could be something like all of a sudden getting news that you need to move. This could be something like all of a sudden getting something being broken down in your life. Something that was once like a steady castle, all of a sudden kind of gets broken down and sends us through a bit of a loop. Okay. But when it shows up in the reverse position, the rest of 2025 is you rebuilding a more solid, steady foundation, something that's much more reliable and is going to be better for you in the long run. So if you recently have gone through something where you got some negative news or something kind of fell apart that was once being built, it is going to be built properly. It is going to be built correctly. Things are going to be so much more stable in this new era, even if you're still in the moment where they feel very unstable. You're going to be finding your stability. You're going to be finding a good place to root yourself. And temperance can also talk about going back and forth on something. So it's still kind of like we're a little bit in the old pond, but we're transitioning to the new pond. And it's almost like the old pond is kind of feeding and supporting us in our transition to the new pond, right? Because as you can see in the temperance card, she has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot out. That's like highly symbolic that you're still like 1 foot in the old door, 1 foot in the new door, but you're using the old resources, the old kind of themes and events to kind of be your foundation to rebuild something new about where you are going and where you're going to be. And it's sort of just this transition phase. So the rest of 2025 for you, my group number ones, is a very big transition phase in your life. Let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you. But yeah, I'm definitely seeing a very big transition, but I'm actually seeing magic evoking from this transition. Magic is becoming because of this transition. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you. So we also have soul work. So you're actually being called to do more work that's actually aligned to your soul. There was perhaps something, which I'm getting for a lot of you, there's like a career shift happening, or like a career even redirection. And something that's coming through is that this is divine. So if there has been a tower moment in regards to your career, this is happening from the divine because you are meant to do work that resonates with your soul. And the universe is guiding you to get rid of doing work that's not actually aligned to your purpose, to your fullest potential, because it's almost like a waste of time, right? Imagine hiring like King Neptune to just like go and hand out like invitations or something. for like a birthday party, which would be pretty dang cool. But like, you know, King Neptune and all of his amazing skills and talents and all these things are kind of being wasted a little bit doing something such as handing out birthday party invitations. Like, imagine if he spent half of his time doing that. Like, he wouldn't be able to access his full potential or offer the world his full potential doing those things. And it doesn't mean we can't do like fun, silly little things once in a while. That's totally fine. However, I really feel like if something happened, it is a divine redirection because the universe wants you to do work that is more aligned to your soul. And you're being called to step up more into that through the rest of this year. So what actually does your soul call you towards? What lights up your passion? What lights up your spark? The universe is helping you free up time and energy and all these different things to align more to what you're meant to. And right now you're in that transition point of melting away what once was, but also inviting in new opportunities for what will be and what you are now creating. And there's this beautiful segue that's happening with this temperance energy and this divine redirection, this rebuilding. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you for the rest of 2025. My group number ones. Let's see what we get. So we also have this seeker. When this card comes up, this can indicate that we're like seeking out new ideas, new plans. We're like open to something new. You're even seeking out new opportunities. So perhaps some of you might even be kind of like really in the planning stage or even like doing up a resume or going around seeking, doing research on like, okay, what is it that I can do with my skills, my unique talents, what's going to resonate with me? And you're going out and really doing a full on like soul searching, seeking type of journey through the rest of this year and finding and discovering and building. Ace of Pentacles with the Tower reversed. You're rebuilding something that is aligned to your soul, something that is going to bridge you to where you want to be, so that you have comfort and support from all angles and aspects. And let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you. I feel like pulling out this deck. So let's go ahead and see what we get for you here. My group ones, the rest of 2025. Let's see. So we also have the Enchanter coming up. So magnetized, open, reveal, and manifest. You're actually kind of manifesting a brand new chapter for yourself and stepping into your power. Whenever there is somebody wearing red, it symbolizes stepping into your power. And the Temperance here is oddly wearing like a pinkish red kind of uniform here as well. So the rest of this year is you actually stepping into your power. Even if there's situations that have kind of made you feel powerless, all of these things are helping you step up into your power. A lot of the times we realize our power through going through something that makes us feel powerless. And then we realize, oh my gosh, I've had power awaiting here all along. And I needed to go through this moment to have this breakthrough. And so you're going to be like kind of opening like a new door, a new energy in your life to be so much more powerful. We also have Messenger, proclaim, guide, announce, counsel. Ooh, there was something that was moving in the wrong direction before. The Knight of Swords being reversed and then the Messenger coming up. There was something that was moving in the wrong direction before, and the kind of circumstances that are outside of your control that are happening right now is this divine redirection to move you in the direction that you're meant to be in. So everything that's happening to you is happening for you, and it's quite literally setting you free. The wings that are in this card and this card, you're actually being set free right now. So any message that you get, such as like, oh, you've been laid off from this, or such as like, oh, you need to move, we're giving you your 30-day notice to move. You know, messages like this. It's like, this is actually divine to redirect you and free you towards where you're meant to go. This is an act of freedom in your life. So when you view it that way, it allows you to take more of that opportunity to it. And then there's going to be an announcement. There's going to be some sort of big announcement that you do by the end of the year. This could be an announcement such as like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm finally going in this direction. I've decided this is it. This is what I'm doing with my life. Like, there's going to be a big announcement that I feel like you are cultivating and going to be bringing in by the end of the year. There's a message that you're going to want to bring to the world. I also feel like there's a big opportunity kind of coming your way, and you're also going to be able to announce something kind of big, like a big thing that you've been planning, putting together, and sort of cultivating and doing. Let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you with our Astro Days. So the rest of 2025, we have Pluto. Oh my gosh, of course we have Pluto in Capricorn. Wow, breaking down walls, doing redirections, and this is all happening in the 12th house. So there could be some surprises because the 12th house is definitely a house of surprises. Pluto, especially with being the transformative planet that it is, being and showing up in the 12th house, there is some perhaps unexpected surprises that are going to come your way, but they are divine redirections, setting you free to align to things that are actually aligned to your soul so that you can fully step into being the person that you're meant to be. The Capricorn energy is like really transforming into someone that is so stable, so strong, so sure of themselves, so determined. And it's also supposed to free you up more mentally, to have more mental capacity as well. So let's go ahead and see any last cards that we get for you here. My beautiful group number ones for the rest of your 2025 year. Okay, let's see what we got here for you. So we also have take care of your rarity. Your rarity is what makes you you. When you honor your rarity, you honor your unique gifts, that's when you're able to use them. Imagine if King Neptune was just like, oh, I'm so weird. Oh my God, I just want to fit in. I just want to be like everybody else. Or like, you know, it's just like, no, you're totally unique. And the unique aspects about you are what is meant to be treasured, right? I am always in the right place at the right time. Remember that. I am always in the right place at the right time. So everything that's happening is quite literally meant to be. See it through to completion. So finishing up projects, finishing up things that need to be finished so that you can move forward, and then maintain your peace. So even through all the shifts and changes, the transformations, when you maintain your peace, you reclaim your power. When we are peaceful and when we're at peace with what's going on, we reclaim and retain our power. So thank you so much for joining me here, my beautiful group number ones, for your reading all about the rest of your 2025 year. I am sending you all so much love, and until next time, bye. All right, my group number twos, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading for the rest of your 2025 year. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Ooh, okay. So we have the 10 of Wands showing up. So first and foremost, it feels like things are really busy for you, my group number twos. So if you're currently like handling a lot of projects or just a lot of responsibilities, a lot of things, the rest of your 2025 year is definitely going to be productive and getting a lot done. One thing I have to say, though, that Spirit really wants you to know is that you don't have to do it all alone. You can ask for help, and that might actually be really positive, or sorting out your priorities could be something that's really positive for you as well. But the 10 of Wands is definitely like, we're being busy, we're getting a lot done. But remember to refuel, because that'll help you move forward much quicker and much faster. We also have the Knight of Cups. So the rest of this year, there also could be some romance coming into your life, or like romantic kind of themes and events that occur in your life. So if you're already in a relationship, this would be like some really nice like date nights or other fun adventures that we're going to go on with our person. So perhaps you're really busy because there is also like you're making time for a lot of things. You're juggling a lot of things all at once. But the Knight of Cups as well, I'm definitely feeling like there is romance in the air. You're romanticizing your life as well. So even though there's a lot going on, there's this underlying vibe of romance, of joy, even self-love too. So if love is something that just like is not on your radar at all, for one, I will say for most of you, even if love is not on your radar, it's probably going to be coming into your life through the rest of this year. But this can also evoke self-love and romanticizing your life by just enjoying it, doing things that make you feel beautiful, that make you feel a sense of love, that make you feel a sense of like lighthearted joy and like this inner peace and all types of things like that. The Knight of Cups can also indicate somebody expressing their feelings to you. If some of you have felt kind of like this weight on your shoulders because perhaps there's like feelings or things that you really want to do, things that you really want to enjoy, create, and manifest and all these things, the Knight of Cups would symbolize that you're actually going to be making a lot of progress towards these things and creating those joyful moments, those exciting things. The Knights are always on a quest for something. And so this is the quest for love or for emotional satisfaction or even for beauty, because the cups are connected to water. And so the cups symbolize beauty, romance, love, self-love, and things like that. The Knight is, again, being on a quest for those things, creating them, making moves in order to actually experience them. So there could be moves that you're making in your life to experience more love, beauty, and even self-love in your life. The Judgment card showing up reversed here, I also feel like you're letting go of self-judgment, especially with the Knight of Cups showing up here as well. So if you have felt sort of like insecure in any way, shape, or form, or if you have felt like there's certain aspects of yourself that you don't like, I actually feel like through the rest of this year, there's going to be such a big transformation that you're creating to where you're like, wait, I really, really love myself. I'm letting go of this feeling of judgment because I'm actually loving who I am. I'm starting to get really inspired by myself. And there's just like a feeling of excitement that goes along with that. We also have the Seven of Cups here as well. there's going to be like some choices for you. Again, there's this busy energy because it almost seems like you're going from one thing to another thing to this thing to that thing. You're a busy person. You probably like to have a lot of plans in your arsenal that you get to look forward to, such as like, oh, I'm going on a trip here. Oh, I'm doing this over here. Oh, I'm going to work on this project over here. You probably enjoy having a lot of things going on. The Seven of Cups, though, I also feel like there's like this dreamy energy of like, oh, what do I want to create? What do I want to do? Perhaps you have like options that are open to you, either regarding your career, or perhaps options that you have open to you regarding what you want to spend your time with, or perhaps, again, you just have so many things on your plate and you're kind of like trying to make time for them all, which can end up kind of making our energy, you know, when you have too many things, like let's say you have a huge pot of water and that resembles all of your energy, but then you have 7 cups around you because you have all these different things that you're pouring your energy into. Well, of course, perhaps not all of those 7 cups are going to be fully filled because we have so many cups to like fill. So another thing that I'm kind of feeling for you is that you're going to be looking at how you can lessen your load, to lessen your responsibilities. Because one thing I'm feeling for you is that it almost seems like progress, like you're kind of feeling as if you're not making progress as fast as you wanted to, even though you're being so productive and so busy, which is amazing. But again, when we have so many cups that we're pouring all of our energy into, none of those cups are really getting full because it's getting dispersed between so many different things, right? And so even though you're moving forward on so many things, I also feel like there's going to be this realization of like, okay, I do need to narrow it down to focus on like 2 or 3 cups max for now, in order to get those out of the way and those finished first. And then I can diversify and move on to some, 2 or 3 more cups and then all these things and still get it all done. But I really feel like there's going to be that realization, and you're kind of going to be focusing most of your energy in a very particular direction, whatever seems most inspiring for you. I also feel like there might be this energy of like needing to explore your options with something. So perhaps some of you are exploring your options when it comes to what you want to do with your life, who you want to settle down with, what you want your life to unfold like. It almost seems like there's a lot of like options. There's a lot of things that are available to you. And it almost seems like each of them are enticing for their own particular reason. But Spirit is really calling you to focus on, what do you actually want to build? What is the most important thing to you? What feels the best to you? What makes the most sense to you? Because there's also going to be this energy of like really wanting to make a choice, so that things aren't as up in the air anymore. Okay, we also have the sun showing up for you as well. And the sun actually creates this energy of peace and clarity and happiness and joy. And it brightens up everything. Whenever it shows up in any reading, it just brightens up any reading in its entirety. So with all that's going on for you, all the responsibilities, all the extra load and all the choices that you have to make, all the things that you have to figure out, there's this underlying overall energy of joy, peace, love, satisfaction, and being able to really just enjoy life. There's going to be this joyful energy. The sun can also resemble a type of rebirth where we feel like renewed. And I feel like you're going to feel renewed when it comes to self-care, when it comes to expressing your love, receiving love, spending time with the people that you love. There's an important person in your life. I can definitely say that, my group twos. There's a really important person in your life. This could be a partner or like a best friend or somebody that you enjoy spending a lot of time with. But there's a really important person in your life that I really see is going to just like be the highlight of this entire like next few months, or even few weeks, or whenever it is that you're watching this. But they're like the total highlight of your life. And they add so much joy, so much laughter. There's this energy of like renewal and total love of life because of their support, because they're here and alongside you, supporting you in all these things. I'm also feeling like you're doing things for yourself in regards to beauty. So this could be things like getting your hair done in a new way. This could be things like kind of doing things for your own self-love and self-care. And you're going to be really loving the new energy that you are emitting, because I do feel like you're putting more love and effort into yourself. And because of that, you almost feel like a rebirthed, renewed version of you. And you also feel like a much more inspiring version of you. It's like you're getting more inspired by yourself and who you are because you're kind of just like really doing things for you and kind of just focusing on becoming the person who inspires you most, which is amazing. Let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you for the rest of 2025. So my group number 2s, what else do we have for my group 2s? I also feel like there could be a surprise being planned for you with the 7 of Cups energy. This could be a surprise that is being planned, but might not reveal itself until next year. But I do feel like there could be a little bit of a surprise that's on its way. I just want to mention that. But anyway, we also have get creative. I do feel like you are spreading your wings to new experiences, which is going to help with like just feeling this excitement for life, the excitement of exploring new things. We also have speak truth. There is somebody in your life who's going to express emotions. This could even be you expressing emotions that you haven't expressed yet. I do feel like it's between you and another person where there's emotions that are being expressed that have not ever been expressed before. This could be like, for example, somebody saying, I love you for the first time, or somebody expressing how much they actually truly, deeply love and fully care about you and love you. This could also be expressing what's on your heart, like what you truly desire and want out of life. And then somebody expressing their truth as well, and then feeling like really excited because you two are on the same page, or even figuring things out and then getting really excited for your future. There's this underlying excitement for your future and what's to come. There's some things that you can't see yet though. Some things that I feel like you're daydreaming about with this 7 of Cups energy, like things that you might daydream about, like, oh, when is this going to happen? Or when am I going to reach that phase of my life? Or when is this going to finally occur? There could be that kind of energy going on. And something I can kind of see here for you is that through the rest of 2025, there's going to be a little bit of breadcrumbs slowly coming in that are just like, I don't mean to say breadcrumbs in a bad way, like there's only like tiny little hopes. But what I mean is like, slowly the things are getting revealed. Slowly that path is unfolding. And you are seeing like, oh my gosh, there's like, this is unfolding more, this is unfolding more, and it's unfolding more towards that bigger vision that you have. And it's just like revealing a lot of excitement. It's a really exciting time. Okay, there's joy, there's hope, there's like this underlying feeling of excitement going on. What I can say for sure, my group number 2s, is that I'm very excited for you about what's happening. There could also be like you getting creative for like planning something. This could be like planning an event. For some reason, I'm seeing that with this flower blooming right here. So perhaps you're like getting creative with some sort of event planning, getting creative with something that you can look forward to, such as like a trip. Getting creative when it comes to your style, your appearance, things like that. Let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you, my group number 2s, for the rest of your 2025 year. So we also have the Priestess showing up. Red always symbolizes power and stepping into your power and evoking and radiating your power. This card also says begin, perceive, predict, prophesize. There is something that you're already kind of visualizing in your mind's eye, something that you're already kind of just like, oh, it would be so cool to experience that. Or maybe you're like daydreaming about your future. That daydreaming that you're doing, you're going to see the birth of that beginning to come into your life. And let's see what else we get here. My group 2s. Ooh, okay. We got a lot of cards coming out here. So we also have Spirit coming through with number 11. By the way, for those of you, if you've been having 1111 popping up, if you tend to look at the phone and it's 1111, things like that, that is confirmation from Spirit that Spirit is with you. You're at a portal of total renewal. And Spirit, anytime you see 1111, it's a reminder that you manifest what you focus on. So it's a reminder that the things that you've been daydreaming about are beginning to manifest and come into your life. But it's also a time to like remember, okay, what do I want to manifest? Come back to the focus of what I want to manifest. Okay. And it's also, this card represents cleansing, and there's wings that are showing up on these 3 cards. And that's just really significant, especially these 2. They look like very similar wings. I feel like you are setting yourself free and detoxing from something old. This could be detoxing from old patterns. old emotional ties. This could also be setting yourself free from something from your past. So like doing cord cutting, like for example, if there was somebody that used to bring down your energy and maybe they've still been on your mind, this is kind of just like finally blocking them, cutting them out, no longer thinking about them. They no longer even come to your mind, things like that. There could also be different things in your life that you're kind of like cleansing from, and kind of creating more boundaries around. We also have Master number 22 coming out. So by the way, if 222s have been showing up for you lately as well, that is also a sign. This is a sign of dedication and also partnership. Twos are about partnership and also about what you are dedicating to, what you are committed to creating. I feel like you're committing to something that's really healthy and like a higher faith. This could be like a spiritual practice that you love doing that you know is like gonna get you light years ahead, such as like meditation or such as like yoga or something like this. But I feel like you're committing to like a higher faith or a higher practice. Maybe even committing to working on yourself or finishing a particular book that you know is going to be so helpful for you or something like this. There could also be commitment in a relationship, by the way, just since twos do represent union and relationships. So there could be a higher commitment with a relationship that you're in. Then we also have advocate. So this is about speaking truth, putting up proper boundaries, upholding boundaries, finding balance, standing up for yourself and what you believe in. So that's also coming through. This can also represent if any of you are dealing with anything in regards to law. This coming up would talk about things are going to make progress. And when you're committed to speaking your truth, things are going to unfold in the higher way, right? So always just remember to speak your truth and things are going to unfold, in the proper, correct, right way. So there could be some truth that maybe you need to reveal or express. There could also be some truths that you feel that are on your chest that you just feel like you desire to express. And all of that is all good and all of that. So let's go ahead and dive into your Astro Dice to get any more information here. So we have Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and money. This makes total sense because this entire reading, I feel like there's a significant love in your life, or at least there's going to be. This is in Pisces, which is all about creativity and daydreaming, deep emotions, all of that, even spirituality. There could be things that you're trying to manifest when it comes to love, beauty, and money. The whole rest of 2025 is going to be focused on increasing love, beauty, and money in your life and setting up a very solid, reliable foundation for that with the fourth house showing up as well. So there's going to be a really solid foundation for that. Your home life is also going to be able to evoke more love and beauty and aesthetics, by the way. Whenever Venus shows up in the fourth house, it can represent getting really aesthetic when it comes to our home. So redecorating our home, making it really beautiful and ambient. Especially with Pisces, it's like we're getting really creative there. It can also represent money and an increase of money that we save or even invest, because the fourth house can deal with investments, buying property, expanding your money, investing your money, doing all those different types of things. And so perhaps some of you are going to get into investing and increasing your overall net worth in some way, shape, or form by just investing your money or investing in property or saving your money, creating like different accounts to like increase its value. And then also beauty. So this could also be doing more self-care from home, feeling more like in your element and doing more things for yourself to where you just feel very inspired by yourself. So let's go ahead and see any last cards for you about the rest of your 2025 year. So we have, don't let life be a collection of missed opportunities. If there's something you want to say, if there's something that you want to do, Spirit is saying, do all of them. If there's something you want to say, if there's something you want to do, if there's something you want to create, don't let fear hold you back. Don't let life be a collection of missed opportunities. Rather, create and say yes to those opportunities. Regain what they took from you. So if there is something in your life, by the way, where, because I did get this cord cutting energy earlier, if there's something where in your past you have been like hurt or scorned or, you know, somebody mistreated you or something like this, and let's say you're still getting dreams about them. Let's say they still pop up in your mind once in a while and you're like, why are you showing up in my mind? I thought I was over you. I'm just like, you know, I'm not in that phase anymore. I'm over this. Are my dreams still popping up this way? Or why are they still coming to my mind every once in a while? I really feel like for you, this is time to regain your power, because one thing I'm getting is that they might be continuing to show up subconsciously for you. So in dreams and all these things, uncontrollable, weird thoughts that come up, whatever. That represents that they're still in your subconscious. And the reason why they might be in your subconscious is because you may still feel blocked from them. And what I mean by that is there still may be certain fears that they've maybe unconsciously put on you, such as like you can't be your full authentic self, you can't speak your full authentic truth because you're scared of like, you know, them reprimanding you, hurting you, coming back into your life, blah, 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 blah. Even like it could be other things such as like, oh, I don't feel like I can be fully myself in a relationship because like I'm just scared of getting hurt in that same way again. You know, this all is subconscious, right? All of these things are subconscious. But if they're still popping up, it means that subconsciously there's still some kind of tie that they have on you, whether that be a fear that has been ingrained or like a wall that you've put up because of somebody from your past. What is showing up, because Spirit really wants you to know this right now, is to regain what they took from you. And what that means is regaining your power, regaining your confidence, regaining your ability to live open-heartedly, your ability to love life and be your full authentic self, speak your full authentic truth, do all of the things that are authentic to you rather than repressing aspects of yourself. So your subconscious is still trying to let something go if you notice that somebody from the past is still popping back up and things like that. So Spirit wanted to also add that message on there, but let's go ahead and get one more card here for you to end off your reading all about the rest of your 2025 year. I really feel like as you reclaim who you are and reclaim your fullness, that is going to be the moment where you no longer have those subconscious ties and you no longer feel like you're getting dreams of them or anything like that. So let's just see. Any last messages? Okay. Your last message for today. I am unstoppable and resilient. Yes. Let that be your takeaway last message for the day. Thank you so much for joining me here, my beautiful group number 2s, for the rest of your 2025 year. I'm sending you all so much love, and until next time, bye. All right, my group number 3s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading for the year of 2025. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. All right, so my group 3s, your 2025 year ahead, we have the World popping up for you. We also have the 7 of Swords being reversed. Ooh, wow. Okay, there's already some big energy right off the bat. So the World is about completing chapters. It's also a representation of like travel or expansion or new opportunities kind of coming in, but it's definitely like a completion type of card where we're wrapping things up. We've kind of created something or we're finishing something up. So there might be a big project that you are in the midst of wrapping up through the rest of the year. Or there could be some big plans that maybe you've been planning for a really long time. This could be like a huge trip that you've been planning or something like this that is coming to fruition and happening. Could be a combination of all those things. But yeah, it's definitely like that sort of energy. 7 of Swords being reversed as well. If there was something that you felt like you had to be secretive about, this could also just be being secretive about a project that you've been working on, right? Or planning something for somebody else as a surprise. Those types of things are coming to fruition. Somebody might have even been planning something as a surprise for you, by the way, that might be happening through the end of the year. 7 of Swords also being reversed can represent anything that we've felt like we've had to tiptoe around. Anything that we felt like maybe we were trying to like find the shortcut to somewhere. And rather it's like through the rest of this year, we're realizing like, you know what? I don't want to shortcut it anymore, because 7 of Swords reversed is like, I don't want to take the shortcut anymore. I want to come to its full completion, the full realization of it. I want it to come to its like fullest potential. And whenever we shortcut something, we never really reach that fullest potential, right? So there's this realization of like, I don't want to shortcut something. I want this to be the biggest, best kind of thing it can be. And it's also when we feel more comfortable being seen and being fully authentic and being fully ourselves. There could also be a self-discovery journey that some of you are going on. And by the end of the year, you're going to have this well-rounded vision of who you really are and who you really want to be. If you felt like you ever couldn't be yourself, right? 7 of Swords. If you ever felt like you couldn't be yourself, the rest of this 2025 year, you are coming to terms with who you really are deep down inside, like really beginning to see who you really are, and also overcoming any types of fears that held you back from being your full authentic self. And the world is when we're like, okay, I'm ready to be seen fully as me, as who I am. I'm no longer holding back. I'm no longer staying rigid. I'm no longer letting fear stand in my way. Okay? So it's overcoming fears, overcoming doubts, overcoming like this sneaky tiptoey kind of energy and being able to fully see the truth. There could also be truth being revealed in a particular situation. Ooh, we also have the star coming out next for you. Wow. There's some big energy happening here for you. My group 3s, it's like you're being reborn. That's like the best way I can explain it. It's like you're being reborn. You're being reborn with no longer being attached to fear, no longer being attached to like being small. And you're ready to be reborn and be like the fullest version of you. Okay, woo, tons of cards just flying out here. We also have 10 of Cups coming out for you. Okay, and then we also have the King of Wands being reversed. Wow. So, some of you, I have a question for you. Has there ever been a desire to be in the spotlight, but yet a fear of being in the spotlight at the same time? Because the star coming out, King of Wands being reversed, 7 of Wands being reversed, I almost wonder if some of you have had a fear of being fully in the spotlight, but this is now you're kind of just feeling like this energy of like, okay, I desire to be in the spotlight, but yet there's a fear of being in the spotlight. The rest of this year, I feel like you're going to be confronting that. And really seeing like, okay, how can I make steps and progress towards this? The star is really about being the star, being the bright, shiny star and being reborn, feeling like you can be authentic, being seen. And the world is also kind of about being seen too. There's a lot of things here about being seen and stepping up into more of the spotlight. There could also just be simply a big project that you've been working on that is finally ready to be in the spotlight. And you're working on getting it to that stage, letting go of perfectionism, but yet working on it to the greatest and best of your ability. 10 of Cups symbolizes great family time, like something to even perhaps celebrate, like a completion, a celebration of completion. There's a lot here that talks about a celebration of completion and like a rebirth stage. What are you working on right now? What are you about to complete? What are you about to embark on? Something that you've been planning for so long, something you've been thinking about, visualizing, waiting for so long is like showing up here. And now you actually get to experience it. You get to have it. You get to reveal it. You get to put it out in the world. You get to go out in the world yourself, and kind of do all of these big things. I am also seeing some really happy family time and perhaps even a big celebration, something where even other people around you that know you are even celebrating you. This could be hearing back about something you've been hoping for, even being left in the dark about for a while. This is all really interesting. King of Wands being reversed here. This could be where we've lacked confidence, or we didn't even believe in ourselves to like conquer the biggest kind of thing out there. I actually feel like you're really gaining the momentum and the strength to be like, you know what, I can conquer it. I can do it. I can achieve this. There could also be confronting other people who didn't believe in you and going for it anyway. I also see you building up the skills necessary to really make something happen. So all of that's coming through. Hopefully that is making sense, even though it's sounding a little bit vague here, but hopefully that's making sense on the other side of things. Let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you, my group number 3s. All about the rest of your 2025 year. We have the Warrior coming through. I really think you're confronting something that once held you back. Confronting something that once stopped you from going towards what you really desire to go towards. And the Warrior is when we kind of break down old walls. We become stronger than our fears, which you've always been stronger than your fears, right? But it's about you being able to see that. We also have the Seeker coming through for you. This is when we seek out new opportunities. It could even be when new people come into our life. It could also be seeking out information. So if there's something that you're really desiring to learn and grow from right now, I see you discovering and finding that information that's going to help you. Soul work is coming through, so aligning to more things that are aligned to your soul, working on things that feel like, oh yeah, that feels like me, that feels right, that feels good. We also have the Sage. This is when we detoxify from negative relationships, negative energies, things that steal our energy away and don't make us feel good. The Sage can also be a cleansing and clearing of like things in your home, like really starting to organize stuff, getting more organized. And again, saging out anything negative or even toxic. It can talk about toxic habits or things like that. And we're kind of cleansing and clearing ourselves of those. We also have Patience coming through as well. So there's perhaps something that you've been waiting for a long time. I keep getting this like energy that you've been waiting for something for a while. That's actually going to be coming to fruition by the end of this year. Something that you've had a lot of patience for, that you've been waiting on. Again, this could be like a big trip or something like this. We also have the Pillar. I feel like there's a foundation of like a celebration that's going to be coming in. The Pillar reminds me of like a celebration. It also reminds me of a wedding altar for some of you. So I don't know if some of you are like planning a wedding or going to a wedding at the end of the year or something like this. The Pillar reminds me of like a wedding altar right now. Let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you. Yeah, and the Ten of Cups too, there could be like a special party or a wedding that's happening. We have energy coming through. So it's interesting we have energy and we also have the Sage. So I feel like there's this energy cleanse that you're doing. Getting rid of like toxic habits, toxic thoughts, toxic people from your life even. Really setting like an energy of renewal. Really focusing on how do I feel about this? Perhaps even getting more into and with your intuition. We're going to reshuffle those. There was a lot that just fell out there, like half the deck. There's like a lot of energy that I really feel in your group. And it's interesting because the energy I feel like is showing up slightly different for each of you, which is making these cards like, you know, it's presenting as a lot of different pathways and options for all of you that are listening to this. But let's go ahead and reveal a little bit more about this. My group number 3s. The rest of your 2025 year, we also have romance showing up for you. So I do also feel like for all of you watching this, there is a romance that's blossoming. Some of you, you might be getting married, and that's why we have like this 10 of Cups, the Pillar card showing up. Some of you might be getting married or even engaged. Or for those of you that are single, there could be some romance popping up for you. For those of you that are already married, I'm seeing something where it's just like renewing your commitment to each other, going on more kind of experiences that evoke a sense of romance and deep love for each other. But there's romance blossoming in all of your lives. So for each of you watching this, there is romance blossoming in some way, shape, or form for you. Even if you're single, there's going to be like romances, potentials for romances popping up. It could even be something at a wedding. Like if you're going to a wedding at the end of the year, there could be a potential for romance to blossom there, for things to transpire. So let's go ahead and see some more information for you by using our Astro Dice here. So we have Jupiter, the planet of abundance and expansion and travel, in Gemini in the 8th house. So again, for a lot of you, I'm just seeing travel a lot through the rest of this year. I also see people being really significant, like who you're communicating with. If you are really wanting to meet somebody or you're wanting to meet somebody new, I really see the potential for that happening. For those of you that are seeking like support or help in something, because the 8th house deals with like, for example, shared assets. So somebody helping you or financially splitting something down the middle in order to make it happen, such as like travel or even like getting a roommate or somebody else helping you because they have a connection with work. But there's some sort of like mutual connection that's helping you feel more abundant, helping you gain the experience that you desire to experience. This could also be getting the right partnership that you need in order to finish up your project, in order to make it come to life, things like this. But there is significance when it comes to relationships. And I'm also seeing deeper intimacy coming through if you're already in a relationship or if you're kind of like seeking out love. There's like deeper intimacy, deeper intimate connections coming through. I really feel like you're going to meet somebody or have experiences with your person that really deepen your connection, and it's going to be deeper than you ever felt before, deeper than you've ever gone before. And Jupiter also being the planet of abundance with the 8th house, I really feel like there's opportunities for more abundance to really show up in your life, especially via the people that you are connected to. So perhaps you have a friend who's just like, oh my God, I have like tons of like air miles and I also really want to travel and I can get our flights for free with our air miles. Like things like that, for example, that are going to be like popping up that are in regards to other people that help you increase your abundance and help you kind of experience those big things that you've been wanting to experience. So that is what we have here. Let's go ahead and get any last cards for you for your year of 2025 and what else is going to be happening. Let's see. So we also have not choosing is still choosing. So if there's something that you know you need to respond on, or you know you need to make a choice for, but maybe you've been delaying it, when you don't choose, you're actually still making a choice. You're choosing to say no, right? So make sure that if there's anything that you do feel like you want to say yes to, make sure that you say yes to it rather than just ignoring it and hoping that one day it'll be like the right time or something like this, because not choosing is still choosing. Remember that. We also have take your darkest experiences and transmute them into light. This could not be emphasized more. Even our darkest experiences that we go through, we can transmute those into light. We can always find and extract the value from any dark experience. So that is wanting to come through, and Spirit wants to remind you of that. The next card that we have here is how can you shift your perspective on this feeling, emotion, or question? How can you shift your perspective on it? So if there's anything that you've gone through that has been difficult, hard, or if there's something that's been stressing you out. Ooh, all of you listening to this, if there's been something that's stressing you out, if you felt stressed out yesterday, if you felt stressed out this morning, whatever it is that you're going through, how can you shift your perspective on this feeling, emotion, or question? Spirit wants to ask you that. How can you shift your perspective on it? How can you see it as, this is actually proof that I'm going to be successful. This is actually proof because I'm feeling this, because I'm going through this, because I'm realizing this, because I see this. All of this is proof that I'm going to be successful, that I'm going to reach what I want, that this is positive. How can it actually be seen as positive? Because Spirit actually wants you to know that anything that you've been stressed out about recently is actually meant for your growth and is meant for positivity. So Spirit wants you to know that. And then another card here, are you projecting past fears from other people onto the future? Because everything that you're going through is again happening for you. Then we also have the card, I am in charge of my own happiness. And nobody feels your heart like you do. You're in charge of your own happiness. Let's go and make the most incredible, incredible memories for the rest of 2025 and enter the year 2026 from a whole renewed, beautiful energy. That is what we have here for you, my beautiful group number threes. It looks like some amazing things are transpiring and happening. There's a total rebirth. The star is like realizing that you are always going to be the most successful when you are the most transparent, authentic version of you, and when you're a beacon of light. So step up into that. I also feel like you're going through an energy shift yourself. So if your energy has been stressed or anxious lately, I really feel like there's going to be a big energy shift where you're getting rid of negative energy in your life and really starting to realize the beauty that's been underneath it all. So that's also coming through as well. And again, that is what we have here, my beautiful group number threes. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video. I'm sending you all so much love. And until next time, bye. All right, my group number four is if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading for the rest of 2025. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. All right, my group fours, let's go ahead and see the rest of your 2025 years. So we have the Knight of Cups upright, the Seven of Cups being reversed. The Knight of Cups, when it shows up, the Knights are all about quests, and the Cups are our emotions. So we're on a emotional quest to feel more fulfilled, to maybe even find ourselves, because when the Seven of Cups is reversed, we're maybe trying to find like, what do I want to do with my life, or where do I want to go, or what's next for me? Perhaps we're also kind of just like seeking out inspiration, because sometimes when the Seven of Cups is reversed, we don't have a clue of what our next step is, or what our next path is, or what's going to inspire us, all types of things like this. You're actually going to be discovering different things throughout the rest of the year that are going to evoke clarity, a new path of inspiration, a new path of love, a new path of like self-love. For any of you who are trying to find love in your life, this would indicate that you're going to be exploring different options of ways to find love and getting closer to that. So let's go ahead and see more about this story, about what's going to be revealed here. But the Knight of Cups as well is like emotional fulfillment. The Knight of Cups is also the seeker and creator of beauty and just feeling like we're living a life that we love, creating like a romantic energy in our life, waking up with a feeling of like, oh, I just love where I am. I love being here. All types of energies like that. The Three of Wands indicates that we are on a journey and we're seeking out so much more. The Moon being reversed, overcoming fears that used to hold us back or stand in our way or even cloud our judgment and make things unclear. Perhaps there's been a fear when it comes to claiming your highest dreams, because along claiming your highest dreams, perhaps there was a fear that used to stand in our way, such as like, oh, if I go after what I really, really want, you know, what if I'm not worthy of it? Or what if I make a fool of myself? What if I get rejected? What if people don't like me? What if people judge me for it? Like all these different things that can kind of cloud our judgment or even stop us from moving forward. What I'm seeing for you is through the rest of 2025, you're really going to begin finding who you really want to be. But I think the biggest thing that's been stopping you, get this, this is coming intuitively. I feel like the biggest thing that's been stopping you is that deep down inside, you already do know what you want, but there are those fears and doubts that lie in the way of that path. So it's almost like you've been trying to find the path where there are no fears and there are no doubts. But the interesting thing is that path doesn't exist because deep down inside you already, this is what I really feel intuitively for you. You already know what you want deep down inside. But it's about clearing those fears and those doubts so that you can actually claim what you want. Because everything else that you try, it's like, oh, that's not quite a fit. Oh, that doesn't quite feel right. It's almost like you're waiting for the perfect thing that feels emotionally perfect and emotionally great. However, that thing literally already exists for you, but it's about doing the internal work to where you work through those fears and through those doubts so that they no longer exist anymore. And then all of a sudden, the thing that you actually do deeply want will be that perfect thing for you because you'll have worked through those fears and those doubts. I don't know why that came up. I've never said that in a reading before, but for some reason that just came up. I don't know. But the thing is you're already there. You're already on a journey towards what you desire. You're already there. You're already in the thick of it. That's what Spirit's saying. You're already quite literally on that journey. It's not like you're behind. You're not behind at all. You're already midway on that journey. It's just about completing the journey by realizing that you can still have what you want. You can still achieve it, but we just need to work through those fears and those doubts. Bam. That's like the main theme of what's coming through. So whether you want love or you want abundance or whatever it is that you want to live a certain lifestyle, achieve certain experiences, Spirit's really saying that that's all available for you. And through the rest of 2025, I feel like you're going to be on a journey of doing inner work that allows you to connect back to your intuition, back to self-belief, back to self-trust. Seeing that, I think one of the things that also holds you back is seeing like where you are versus where you want to go. And you almost feel like there's a big gap between those two things. But the thing is when it comes to our dreams and the things that we're manifesting, we can sometimes be or feel the furthest away, but actually be so close to it. But it feels very far away, right? Because the way that we measure distance from a car getting from A to B, that's like a measurable distance versus you achieving your dream life. That's not actually a measurable distance because miraculous things can happen along that path. Sometimes we feel far away, but we don't really realize that we actually might be very, very, very close to it. So we shouldn't be measuring or gauging our distance from it via the emotions that we feel, because that's like inaccurate, right? I hope that's making sense. But anyway, we also have the weaver. Through the rest of 2025, you're going to be weaving in new ideas, new skills in order to get where you want to go. You're weaving something new together. You're planning something new. And we also have reflect. For one, when I saw the reflection card, I actually immediately felt like you're going to be more happy with your reflection, with who you are, with seeing who you are. I feel like you're on a self-development journey. If any of you have been reading self-development books lately, or if you've been like interested in buying them, or if you've just been hearing about them lately, people have been telling you about them, this is a sign that this is kind of like your next step. Because as you go through this journey, you're going to be reconnecting to what it is that you actually truly are meant for, which you've always been connected to. And that's the thing, you've always been connected to it, but perhaps we've repressed it or denied it, or it became something that was sort of like lost in the abyss because we almost discounted it because of the seeming obstacles that were standing in our way, or the seeming distance that we've had between us and what we wanted to create and experience. So I almost have a question. My group 4 is, have any of you been going through a time of like internal self-doubt, internal stress, internal worries, things like this? Because the rest of this year is about you journeying to overcome that, to heal that, to be on a quest to create emotional fulfillment, emotional satisfaction, emotional alignment to what it is that you actually want, overcoming fears, overcoming those different things, working on yourself to become somebody who, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, dang, I'm really proud of who I am. I love who I am. I'm inspired by who I am. Weaving together a path where you're just like, oh, this feels good. This feels amazing. I'm excited about this. And feeling confident in continuing that path. Because sometimes when we don't feel confident in our path and our dreams, we're not going to be weaving the steps to get there. We're not going to be taking the steps to get there because we already don't believe it can happen, right? So for you, I really feel like you're coming back to self-belief, working on self-belief, going on a big quest, going on a big journey, and then weaving together all the things that are going to bring you to that outcome. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you. My group 4s, what else do we have for you for the rest of 2025? So we also have the pillar and the warrior. So the warrior, for one, is the confidence to break through old obstacles, to claim something that we once felt maybe unworthy of, to break down old barriers and walls that kept us stuck, to be the warrior, to break through fears and doubts, to stand up for yourself, to say the things that are truly on your mind, to cut things away from your life, to have the courage to cut away toxic things from your life or things that aren't aligned. And then the pillar is setting up a brand new foundation, creating a new doorway to walk through, entering a new chapter. And it could also be solidifying and building something in your life that you are excited to build. It's like creating the pillars, like a structure that's reliable, building a reliable structure. I feel like you're going to be building a more reliable structure when it comes to your own self-relationship with yourself. And the pillars also making me feel like financial savings, or for some of you, it could also be like investing in property or a home, because I'm seeing a doorway here. And it's giving me this feeling of like property or home or investing in something that grows over time. Let's see what else we get here for you. We also have destiny coming through. I feel like you're connecting to what your destiny actually is, especially if you've been lost, my group fours. If you've been lost on like, okay, this is not quite my destiny, or maybe I thought this was my destiny, I'm realizing it's not. You actually have deeply known what your destiny is all along. And I dare to ask you, what are the things that you've always been most inspired by? Who are the people you've always been most inspired by? What would your dream life be if you could actually have an empty chapter book, an open book, where you get to write the story of the main character to be anything that you desire it to be, right? What would you write? What would be your most inspiring life? Because I feel like you already know what that is deep down inside. And it's about you reclaiming that destiny, reclaiming all those things that you dreamt about or deeply loved or deeply desired, because all of your desires are actually your soul's callings. And the reason why you're born with those soul's callings is because your soul literally came to this earth to experience those things and knew that it had all the capabilities to experience those things. You wouldn't have the desire if you did not have the means to achieve it. Okay? So you're reclaiming your destiny, building your destiny through the rest of 2025. I feel like if there's people that have been holding you back or other things like this, I feel like you're going to kind of step up more into your inner warrior to kind of be a bit more assertive with what it is that you desire, more assertive when it comes to your boundaries. And the pillar is also giving me boundary energy as well. Let's see. I'm also seeing that, like, if people used to doubt you and if you used to let people's opinions sway you, it was almost like a reflection of your own inner doubt. Therefore, it's like, oh, of course we're going to allow this opinion to sway us because it's reflecting what I do feel inside anyway. But as you shift, as you go through this self-transformational journey, as you overcome these fears, these inner doubts, and you realize, oh my God, I've had these desires because I'm literally meant for them, and you start reclaiming that, anytime somebody else reflects to you like, oh, you're not worthy of it, or it's wishful thinking, all these things, you're no longer actually going to reflect that emotionally. You're going to be like, oh, well, that sucks that you feel that way. I mean, like, probably you didn't claim your own dreams, right? But like, obviously we wouldn't say those things, but like, you know, it's no longer going to be something that you reflect back emotionally. You're going to feel totally different. You're going to be like, no, I know I can do this, and I'm going to do this. I'm already am doing this. This is who I am. This is it. Okay. Right. You're no longer going to feel triggered, or, you're no longer going to feel like their opinion has weight on you. We also have knowledge coming through. I also feel like some of you might be going into a course, looking into a course, buying a course, reading a book, going back to school for something. Knowledge coming up is like we're building skills, or we're reading and it's like helping us build our skills and all of that. And then we also have the harvest coming through as well. The harvest is when we're really working on something and we're seeing progress. We're able to harvest a bit of our progress. For example, like we plant a blackberry bush, it starts sprouting the blackberries. We're able to start picking them, right? Maybe there's not enough to make a blackberry pie yet, or maybe there is. But either way, the harvest is coming in. So you're going to start seeing progress on the goals that you've set out for. So if you've kind of been going through a bit of this journey already and doing some inner self work already, you're actually going to start to notice that harvest by the end of the year. And it might even be more than you realized. And you're going to be like, wait, whoa, there's like all of this goodness to begin harvesting. There's this progress that I get to reap my rewards in, and I get to celebrate this progress and all these different things. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you with our Astro Days. So we also have the South Node, which is about your past, in Pisces in the 11th house. So with the South Node popping up, I feel like you're coming back to what you used to dream about, dreams that you used to have that maybe you've put off, because I do feel like you already know what you want, but perhaps you've put it off because maybe you've had challenges with it before, right? And maybe we allowed it to become like a quote unquote failure because we shifted our focus away from it. But nothing's actually a true failure unless we stop trying, right? So I really feel like you're kind of picking back up the sword and you're like, no, I'm going to continue breaking down this wall and I'm going to continue working towards building this desire, this dream. It's something that you've dreamt about before. And then we also have it being in Pisces. So you're getting more creative, more dreamy with it. You're reclaiming something and being like, you know what? No, this is not going to be the end of this. This is not going to be my fate. This is not how it's supposed to end. We're going to reclaim our destiny. We're going to break down these walls and we're going to make it great. This could also be in regards to a relationship for some of you, by the way. Perhaps there is a relationship that maybe we let go and then we're realizing, hold on a second, wait a second. Maybe this is actually worth fighting for. And maybe it's worth a second shot. Or again, it could be like a career dream or a life dream or something like this. And the 11th house connects to the entire world, being innovative, networking, connecting to the right people. So for some of you, this could also be seeking out somebody from your past, desiring to seek out somebody from your past. This could also be reconnecting to old skills, reconnecting to old ideas and getting more creative with them and reinvigorating those plans, even reconnecting from friendships from your past, being able to network, things like this. So all of that's going to begin coming up for you as well through the rest of 2025 in order to propel you forward to make your dreams a reality. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you, my group number 4s. Let's go ahead and see any last information that we can get for you for the rest of your 2025 year. So we have let go of the anger, move into acceptance. Let go of the anger, move into acceptance. The rest of this year, you're going to be letting go of anything that was an emotional weight for you, and you're going to be able to accept it and then completely move forward. Next, we have, I listen to my intuition and it never leads me astray. And your intuition, by the way, is so different than fear. I'll have a video linked down below if any of you are curious to know the difference between intuition versus fear. I'll have that link down below. We also have, I am the luckiest person in the world. Let that sink in. I am the luckiest person in the world. I feel like you're going to start to realize that as you evoke your power back, as you reclaim your destiny, you're going to start to realize, I already am the luckiest person in the world, right? And then we have, I am sacred. Take your darkest experiences and transmute them into light. See what they've done for you. See how they've actually been helping you all along and guiding you to where you're meant to be and where you're meant to go. That's where you're going to alchemize them and extract all the beautiful wisdom and why they were meant for you and why they're also the reason why your success is inevitable. Okay, my love? So that is what we have here for you, my beautiful group number 4s. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video. I'm sending you all so much love. And until next time, bye.